Hello. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be doing the next round of TBR Bingo. If you haven't seen the first videos, I'll have them linked in the cards. I have 24 spaces for prompts, with the free middle space being used as a mood read space. I'm going to pick the prompts at random out of a select group of prompts. If you have any ideas, please put them in the comments. When I get a bingo, I get a token, which means I can buy a book. And when I get the Four Corners bingo, I get half a token. I also get tokens for every 10 books I read and every 12 bingos I get. Another way I can get tokens is by completing readathons. Half a one for a week long, one for a month long, and a half token every 3 months for the year-long readathons. Each book can only fit one prompt, with the exception of one or two. After the 3 months are up, I replace every crossed out prompt and leave the ones I didn't end up completing. Hopefully that all made sense. If not, ask questions in the comments. Let's go through how it went the last 3 months. Starting with the stats. I read 6 books in total. 2 in January, 1 in February, and 3 in March. In terms of the amount of pages, I read 1,814, 649 in January, 443 in February, and 722 in March, which is an average of 20.16 pages per day and 302.33 pages per book. My average rating was a 3.17. I had 1 2-star, 3 3-stars, and 2 4-stars. In terms of format, I only read ebooks. In terms of genres, I read 4 romance and 2 fantasies. I read 4 young adult and 2 adult books. I read 3 standalones, although one is technically in a larger companion series. 1 first in a series, and 2 series I continued in. And finally, in terms of authors, I read from 5 authors. 2 I read from before, and 3 were new to me. As always, I have done monthly wrap-ups in shorts for all 3 months, linked below. Starting off with Love, Lies, and Cherry Pie by Jackie Lau, an average 3-star. This begins on a rocky note, with the female lead's judgmental nature and the male's seemingly dull persona, making their initial interactions unengaging. Although the story improves around the 150-page mark, the chemistry between the leads remains somewhat lacking, except for a few intimate moments. Overall, while not a bad read, the book fails to stand out. The titled Cherry Pie is first mentioned early on, but doesn't become significant until much later. Despite its lighthearted and humorous elements, Next is Dress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, a surprising 4-star. This is a captivating adventure that blends fairy tale elements with high seas escapades, reminiscent of The Princess Bride meets Pirates of the Caribbean. This delightful read offers engaging character development and a satisfying conclusion. The narrative voice adds a layer of humor and charm, enhancing the overall whimsical experience. While it diverges from typical epic fantasy by focusing on personal adventure rather than universal stakes, it excels as a fun, lighthearted tale, even without prior knowledge of the Cosmere universe. The book stands out as a pure joy to read. I read this for the read every day for a week prompt, also used for both February buzzwords. A Discovery, Love and Other Things by Victoria Woods, a sad 2-star. The narrative falls short of delivering a compelling romance. The story feels exaggerated and unrealistic, with a rushed progression that lacks emotional depth. The relationship between the leads is unconvincing and hard to believe, as it shifts abruptly from indifference to all-consuming love in an implausible manner. The characters' emotions and motivation, such as the uncle's story and the central discovery, fail to evoke sympathy or excitement. Overall, the book had potential, but could have benefited from more character development and a more gradual pace to make the romance and plot more believable. I used this for the Buzzword Reading Challenge prompt, also used for the March's title buzzword. Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear, the 10th in the Wayward Children series by Shauna Maguire, a 3-star. This is a captivating addition to the series. The first half shines, immersing readers in a richly imagined setting that serves as a backdrop for exploring themes of understanding and kindness. While the story's pacing becomes somewhat abrupt and unstructured in the second half, the book still manages to weave a tale that resonates with the series' core message. Although it may not stand out as a favorite, the novel's exploration of its underwater world and its commitment to fostering empathy makes it a worthwhile read. I use this for the newest published prompt. Last is a series by Kirsty Boyce with Dungeons and Drama and Dating and Dragons, a 4 and 3-star. These YA romantic comedies are absolutely delightful reads that combine humor, wit, and heartfelt moments. These novels offer a wholesome, nerdy good time, filled with lovable main and side characters, set against engaging backdrops. The inclusion of D&D gameplay adds a unique and enjoyable layer to the stories. Both books highlight the central role of friendship, exploring its uplifting and somewhat toxic aspects, providing a relatable portrayal of the dynamics we experience growing up. From the joy of finding your people to navigating relationships that series prompts. The second book was also used for the March's cover buzzword. So, with 6 books read, I was able to cross out 6 prompts and get 1 bingo. For the tokens, I was able to grab 1 for every 10 books read, including the leftovers from last time. 1 for the bingo, and a half token for the buzzword reading challenge, which, even though it's now 2, I'm still counting as 1 challenge, which gives me 2.5 tokens from the last 3 months. I ended up using 3 tokens getting some books in. A Taste for Love by Jennifer Yen. From Little Tokyo with Love by Sarah Kern. And Four Aunties and a Wedding by Jessie Q. Santanto. Forgetting when I picked it up, it's the second in the series. Now, let's remove those crossed off prompts and get some new ones up. Alright, we need 6 prompts to go with the 18 from the last board. First up is '24 release. Second prompt. Unread physical TBR. Still haven't read the book from last time, but let's find another. The Mary Shelley Club by Goldie Moldavsky. Next prompt. Random number. Fourth prompt is LGBT plus. Our 5th prompt is gonna be reread. Last prompt to go. Fantasy. So, all combined, that's 3 prompts about the date released, 2 about the ratings, 2 are format based, 1 if it's a standalone or not, 1 about my purchasing of the book, 11 challenge prompts, 3 about the content, and a reread prompt. Along with the bingo So, those are the prompts and challenges for the next 3 months. I'm always excited about what I can read using this board. If you have any questions about anything I've gone over, please put them in a comment. You can also leave any recommendations about what books I can use, or any prompts you think I can use in the future. And again, let me know how many prompts and bingos you think I'm gonna get. I hope to see you back soon. Goodbye.